Hey Sins, after the Vietnamese family built this Bugatti, unhung, they just can't hold back their little excitement. This is out of control. Now I'm going to get a Ferrari. Which car did they choose? It's a Ferrari Raffa. It's the one released in 13. Replace Ferrari. That model of Zuo. Ah, Ferrari official. It is limited to 499 units. So they think. It's really better to get together. The 500th. It's up to us. So I guess this Ferrari. I have to cry in the toilet. Yeah, dude. This has been calculated for a long time. Figure out a number. 499 generation, we can make money. You made my 500th channel. What do you mean? Is this a joke? Let's take a look. Due to the last time, the entire Bugatti manufacturing process. They summed up a lot of experience. Learned a lot about this car making process. So what about this time? They plan to. Our process? Dushang upgrade. Ah, it can't be like last time. Otherwise, right? You can't do it without progress. We are better than each other. Build another 2 or 3 cars. We can open something. Kaya. They build this Ferrari Raffa this time. The craftsmanship of the shell. Similar to this Bugatti. He also took this steel bar to build a shelf. And what happens is, you use this mud, shape, and then we use this fiberglass on the outside. Make another shell. But let me just say this. This chassis, they're not going to do it themselves. Why this? Bugatti's chassis is so hippling. Did you know? So this time, they plan to just use the chassis of a Toyota Camry. But this shell of this Ferrari, they made it themselves and put it on him. So I think this time, this car, it should be quick to build. Why don't you need to do the site? The shell is done. Find a way to pack this Farah for him. Not a Ferrari, pack this Camry. Do you see the black one at the back? Just the chassis they chose to use. Just give it to him. Hey, so this, I think. Just be patient. What about today's video? Let's watch them do this. The clay body is gone. We have to wait behind. Alright, so there's a lot of welding going on. I'm going to build this steel skeleton out. Why this has nothing to do with the car. Mainly to carry the above. Shaping mud. This thing is too heavy. Can't you hold on if you don't give him a solid? Before, when I built this Bugatti, it also welded such a steel skeleton. But this is carrying mud. What are they using? That Scotch tape was wrapped hard. So in the end, I found out that won't do. So today, they are going to improve the process. How to change it? We'll see later. Now we're still looking at this welding frame. It's the same. Bend where you should bend. This is where the corner should be. The place to weld is still to do welding. So hey, our Vietnamese brother, this family, I guess. The future may create a brand new run in Vietnam. Car brand. What's the specific name? We don't know why now. At that time, this fortune will have some history. We did it ourselves. This Bugatti. Done a Ferrari yourself. And do this Ferrari. Well, this limited edition Raffa. The 500th station in the world is what we do. And here we go. Innovate the shape of your own design. They built their own engine power. Of course, it might have been bought. It's still too difficult to build your own engine. Okay, so what about this? Oops, actually. See this place? I want to talk about this. A story about American cars. Wait a minute. Let's take a look at our shell material first. They are now this. I said it before, in Bugatti, it was wrapped with Scotch tape. To carry this mud. They should have done this time. Iron plates, or this one. Female version. Any brothers who know this thing, leave a message. Anyway, I'm using this board. Take the screws, and hit them directly on this frame. In this case, the bearing capacity is better. It's not like those produced before. Scotch tape. So this car, all of them have to cover him with this skin. Isn't this the shell of the body? It's just a stand-up car. It's for carrying that shaping mud. Let's continue talking about this America. So what did this car history look like at the beginning? Many local brands in the United States. No roll call here, because there are not many left now. Basically in their own garage. Go get this car out. So, this guy saw the Vietnamese guy and his family make cars. It's like time has come back. Over 100 years ago, when Americans reversed their cars in their garages. That roll call. Buick, actually. It just came out of the garage. But then what? Just do it, and it's universal. Is this big eye scale? You know. Okay, this. The outer skin is almost done. And there are some edges and corners. They're going to use this plastic box for fruit. Hey, cut it, spread it piece by piece. The shop is basically a facade. That blue shaping board that was just laid is the horizontal plane. Okay, let's see how to do it. Next, that's a facade. This is what I'm working on now. Shall we follow the shape? Cut off where it should be cut. The cable tie that should be tied. Right, put the screws where the screws should be. So, is a topic we continue to talk about here. Actually, what about technological advancements? Look at the pomegranate. In fact, the power of the people is also very huge. You said if we let go of this car modification. How much do you think we will send out in total? Right? Something beyond imagination. I can study the engine myself and get a 1888. The original factory has more than 180 horses, but this engine has a lot of potential. Right, cast iron, steel. Just do it casually. There will be more than 300 horses. Strengthen it indoors. Make a big turbine. Brush a second order. Third order. This engine is going to 700 horses and 800 horses. It's hard for you to imagine. A 4-cylinder engine. Capable 700 or 800 horses. This can be done at home. Only, right? Or sometimes, the car can't get through the year reduction. So I suppressed a lot of this idea. Oops, how do you say this? We can't just envy others. Right. Here, some laws and regulations make sense when they exist. This is not what we think by patting the forehead ourselves. It is. These laws and regulations, they are all in the high school research group, more comprehensive than we thought, longer than we thought. Okay, let's move on to this car. Alright, now the mud has been laid on it. And you put away the model of this little car. Why are you styling? To make this line. Do you have a lot of lines on the body of this car to dig it out for him? For people are starting to dig mud now. What about the process of buckling mud? Just follow my heart. Wherever it should be. But this is just a rough processing. It's not very flat outside. So what about this? How many steps are empty? Get the rough shape first. And then what happens? To carve it out. Get these waistlines. And this, the shape. After these things are done, there is one last step, just to make the surface shiny. Mediocre. That's it, right? It's time to move on to the next step. Fiberglass. I don't know if they will do carbon this time. Fibrous. If it is made of carbon fiber. That's very generous. Because carbon fiber is actually made according to the process. You don't have to say very advanced craftsmanship, it's just the flat sticker brush glue. In fact, it can be made quite thin. It won't be like the previous spaghetti, wow. That one has a thick body. I guess that body is a bit done. So let's see the follow-up. He uses this fiberglass or carbon fiber. I'm actually looking forward to it. I was expecting them to go with carbon fiber, although much more expensive, but this carbon fiber is made sideways. Then the nature is completely different. All carbon fiber, purely handmade. Toyota Camry chassis. Ferrari Rafa, 500th car in the world. You said then, right, in case Ferrari really can't stand it. Hey, forget it, I'll give you one. Genga, the engine and gearbox of this Rafa. You can go up there, ha ha ha. Of course, if it's a Ferrari, give him a bicycle. I don't think so either. Ferrari's more arrogant, right? I'll give you a real car. Isn't that really the 500th station in the world? The first 499 units were sold. Okay. So let's take a look at this clay body. It's completely finished. It's still very similar. It's basically a one-to-one replica. Then today's video episode is almost over here. This handwork really works. See, my saliva. Do you think we should change the old Jetta too? Change it to a 186, and change it to a jumping light. The procedures for that thing are gone. If you go on the street, you may be caught by the traffic police. Uncle. Ah, of course. Do you want to change your soul? Refer to that. Thanks for watching. I'm Pig16. See you next time. Thank you for everything.